Okay, what we got here is a problem. This happens every so often. This is a reference item for regarding Michael Gates, on the California AG, and Google's algorithmic analyzer doesn't know what to do because it's a public video and it's talking about the truth, and it's run into something else. And the other part is that there's a special account that the state's using against me in my campaign, and they're trying to suppress evidence. So, all of these things basically, the web is working.
Hey, keeping it simplistic, very simplistic here. California Attorney General race. You can see where that's at. We've got the California Secretary of State's race. You can see where that's at. Now, here's the thing, is that both Shirley Weber and Rob Bonta are named for multiple federal violations. We're talking violations of the United States Articles.
So this is, the system already has stuff in here. I'm just going to show you what the actual video is. There's an actual video here that I can show you that was actually uploaded, what it actually is. And I think we go back here, and the video should be in here. And yeah, this should be it right here. So
a lot of them are advocates. They're pushing the envelope. Okay, but we have a system in California with the independent attorney general who is supposed to be the referee and supposed to be policing these things. The attorney general is not only the top law enforcement officer in the state of California, and we think the criminal law, the criminal justice system. But
see, I have article violations, and the state knows this. They have a blacklist crew team on me trying to suppress the evidence because I'm trying to take them into custody. It's a criminal violation. I've got enough evidence to disqualify more than 10,000 parties because article violations are pretty specific. Everybody with the ticket is disqualified. That's all appointees, all hirees, they're gone. So the team that's on it keeps sending and updating algorithms, and they're ordering Google to modify their algorithms. This is part of the different variances. There's these different variances in algorithmic isolation that occur, and it knows that what I'm doing right now is actually adding supportive evidence to publicly show something. Because we have Michael Gates making observations about certain activity that has occurred in relationship to the AG of California. So this is also supportive evidence, by the way. In other words, I've made the same observations. So I've already gone public on my same observations. So here's Michael Gates up there on an interview going through material, and he is verifying certain facts about the conduct and activity of Rob Bonta of the California AG's office, which, by the way, goes back. There's multiple violations through multiple periods, which also go all the way back to Xavier.
I have, and we can get into that.
It goes back to what's your name there? It's Kamala Harris. So this
but that's what you have right now
is what the
and
problem is.
So much responsibility, and yet he's just not doing his job. And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not afraid to say this. I have said this on the campaign trail for 6 months, and I see some of my team in the audience. They can testify to this too, George and Linda as well, that we are lawless in California. We are now a lawless state. We are lawless. Anytime you can have a piece of legislation pass in California like we did yesterday with the Stop Nick Shirley Act, which is a square affront to our constitutional rights, our First Amendment rights, whether it's free speech, you view it through a free speech lens or freedom of the press lens, it is an assault on our First Amendment rights. Where is, and by the way, that was sponsored by Mia Bonta, Rob Bonta's wife. She's a legislator now. She was appointed to fill his vacancy, by the way, by Newsom.
Nepotism.
So we have lawlessness
That's
because
nepotism.
Rob Bonta won't stand up and say,
Yeah.
no, you can't do that. So now the governor literally is probably going to sign into law a state law that couldn't be clearer about its violation of the First Amendment. And so that's just one example.
So there's many things he's already brought out. That's not even the complete video. It's I'm just putting up a section of it because it's supportive evidence of observations I already saw to begin with. And my case predates. My cases predate, basically focusing in and pinpointing on California's activity. And I've already published documents publicly respective to proofing the communications, some of the communications with the AG's office. Again, we have a major articles violation. These people basically attacked an entire fleet of you can't attack 12 different archives. Can you imagine that? You're going to attack 12 different museums. You can't do that. That's a crime against humanity. Now, on top of this is, it's an omnibus archive system. So there's national security information in there. And there's my private research is also in there. And my campaign stuff is in there for a gubernatorial candidate as well as a presidential candidate, which means these article violations deal with parties who are attacking in California both state and federal elections. So, I'm invoking my panel rights as a federal candidate, and you register through the United States Senate right into the United States Archive. You go right through the Secretary of the Senate. And these are standard powers of different things that can be done. So I just thought I'd show you a little bit of what this is, respective to right here, and because this is what's happening right here. It doesn't want to upload it and approve it because the algorithm, it's processing. It's already uploaded it. It doesn't want to process it into SD because the algorithms are ordering it to be blacklisted. It's trying to deal with it. So these algorithms are like running around like two brain cells fighting over this stuff. Actually, several brain cells fighting over this material because the state is trying to blacklist me from posting evidence. This is constantly a problem to get things posted. It's just a battle each and every day. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this one and post it as well. Let's see how it works.